Hello, everybody. This is Deep Impact. Today's topic of discussion is corruption, and let us discuss and try to understand if today's words will have enough impact or not. Hello, sir. Welcome to today's talk. For people to get you recognized, for example, a politician saying that I am contesting for the election, you vote for me, until that person goes there and does the enough kind of canvassing or reaching out, the amount of people he has to gather, how will he even make his presence felt if he does not have enough money?
See, it's very unfortunate. See, the system, the whole electoral system, the conduct of the elections, I think that is a tragedy in this country. At least today, it is impossible for a good man without financial resources to even imagine, you understand, contesting, let alone winning. So that means you automatically say that you have to have some advantages. In the sense, you have to be powerful as far as with the power of your community, and with money, and with the right connections. You got it? What if four people have the same kind of money, and who do you give the seat to? Then maybe you're looking for some other qualities. But the first basic thing is that you need to have the money.
Right.
Because I think that this is not democracy at all. What kind of democracy is it? It's, say, for example, if a party can't get somebody to win just on the basis of that person's ability to be a good legislator, why do people need that party at all? If you're given a ticket on the basis of your community, on the basis of how much money you have, on the basis of how many people you can pull together with your muscle power or money power or whatever, then why go with the party? You can go with any party. That's why people leave parties and go to any party, because they think that wherever they are, they can win. Then what is this whole thing about ideology? Do you understand?
Yeah.
So if a party is so powerful, it should be able to pick anybody from the street. You got it? From any community. And can show to the world that, look, we got them to win. I mean, no party is an exception. Even BJP has done, maybe has given opportunities to people who are financially weak, but they looked at the background, the communal background, the caste background. The same thing with Congress, the same thing with JDS. Maybe AAP is experimenting, knowing very well that they are experimenting. You got it?
Yeah. So I was telling you that there are two ways corruption is happening. One, the government officers or the government servants are asking money. Can that be stopped first? Or people, common people, offering money for their work to be done, can that be stopped first?
In the present day world, there is a lot of awareness about corruption as such. Even if you are indulging in corruption or not, I think people are aware of what is corruption to a great extent. So asking money is also difficult and giving money is also difficult.
Right.
You have to be extremely clever to make money. I've heard of officers who have, opened accounts abroad so that the money actually gets deposited to somebody else's account.
The Swiss bank.
So there is, not anymore. I don't think Swiss bank is the easy suspect.
Okay.
And so I don't think that people are foolish to go and put their money in Swiss bank anymore. People have found extremely complex routes, so things cannot be traced back to them. At the same time, people can also not offer, because even the most corrupt officer can take offense when you offer money and can make you feel like you committed the biggest blunder by offering money. So you have to actually go through the due process. You need to know that who you have to catch.
So there is a due process.
Yeah, there is a due process.
Right.
For corruption. So how do you catch this? How do you make anybody accountable? Because it is better than a system. It is a system within a system which has literally superseded the system. You understand? I'm sure a government system also is inferior to this corruption system.
Okay.
You got it? Like there are more people who are spending more time about how to make this corruption system foolproof. You got it? And people have been yielding to that system. If somebody looks like a very tough officer, they go around looking for a person who is close to that officer, some relative, some stooge, some agent. You got it? Some officer subordinate to that officer and so on. Because they always believe there is always a weakness in every person.
Right.
There is a chink in the armor. You need to find out where the chink is. You got it. So to be able to say that I will eradicate corruption is impossible because you are talking about such a well-established system which is favored by all other systems also. You understand? Many people come to that position only because that position will allow them to make money. And everybody knows that that position will actually yield money to the officer and the superiors of that officer, and also can help people get their jobs done if at all they can give money.
Okay.
So how are you going to? Because, like when Mr. Modi came to power, I think in the beginning, some of the officers that you could not even carry your bag because people would check to find out whether you had money. I heard that all that is gone now.
Okay.
Because it's not possible. Even the BJP needs money. Even if Mr. Modi doesn't want it directly, I don't think that the system can work.
Right.
You understand? And how many people are actually punished? How many bureaucrats have gone behind bars for corruption? Everybody knows that literally every officer is corrupt in one way or the other. There are very few non-corrupt officers. But then how many officers have you punished? How many officers have you made examples of? How much money that was raided actually was taken away and paid to the government or used for some public works? You got it? In many cases, the money was also returned back.
Right.
You got it? How many people were hanged or flogged? Nothing anywhere in the world.
So
You got it?
if this kind of investment comes,
Even like, in Pakistan, like the case of corruption against Imran Khan, and the court says that it's illegal to have arrested him. I mean, it could have been totally a political case, but world over, people have been trying. There are very, very few cases of people who indulged in corruption and people who paid the price. That happens very rarely. And even in India, you should be extremely unfortunate to be caught.
right.
Maybe the judge was the wrong person. That's all it is. That's where it begins and ends. It's not because you're more or less corrupt. It's because you unfortunately were sentenced in a court where the judge was not in your favor. That's all it is. So I think that if the courts become tough, so moto, they take up cases and they just want to make an example. For that, the courts have to be clean.
Yeah.
The judges have to be clean.
Judiciary is also not to...
And it's not sufficient to just have one prime minister who talks against corruption. He should be intolerant in exemplifying, his intolerance to corruption. You understand?
Right.
Like he doesn't want to talk to people who have been stained by allegations of corruption. You have to obviously see it. You understand that he doesn't want to meet them. That he doesn't want to shake hands with them. He doesn't want to, do namaskara to them. Then at least people won't even want to have a stain on themselves.
Right.
Forget about whether you've indulged or not. But like they say, there is no smoke without fire. So if you have had that allegation, perhaps you've done at least something. So you have to clean your name. You clear your name. Still a lot of people have that stain, the taint. You understand? It's not that they are convicted. But most of the people, the case is going on. But in the same case, you can't just charge somebody with corruption
Right.
without the person directly being involved in corruption. So you have to first of all define what is corruption.
Okay.
You can't just call somebody corrupt just because you want to call the person corrupt. Corruption need not be monetary. It could be even favoring somebody so that you're causing loss to the society, the citizens, and the nation or the system.
Right.
You understand? You're disadvantaging, the needy or the nation, or that's a breach of trust, because you've been elected, you've been given a position to do something, you've done something, which basically goes against the very grain of,
But that comes with that comes with a lot of subjectivity. It's very easy.
So that's what I'm trying to say. That is where it becomes all advantageous to a corrupt person, because you can go and fight, because ultimately you have to prove first of all that it was a corrupt thing.
Right.
Just violating, you could say that human error. It was a mistake.
Right. Right.
Do you understand? See, I could give it to a friend. If I know the friend will do a better job than somebody else, who perhaps is getting only because of some qualification there,
Got it.
I may be able to say that I gave it to this person because I knew that I could get it done well. And I could prove it to the world because I knew this guy was more qualified in executing it than the other person who just had the necessary qualifications, whereas he was not somebody who could have executed it. So how do you call me corrupt? You understand? So this corruption of convenience, the allegation of corruption for political convenience has to stop.
Okay.
Largely people are not bothered unless they suffered. See, for example, in Karnataka today, it's because of some COVID things. If the common man had not suffered, if the common man doesn't see that so many people are living well, but he is suffering, then the common man would have not bothered about. He won't be bothered about, you making money in some bullet train project. Rafale.
Yeah.
Rafale was not even an issue. Because the common man didn't even understand.
Yeah. What?
Because it's too far away from Rafale. Bofors was, but it was only about for the first time people were hearing that, okay, you made money, you're bad, you did something. That was the first time. But now people have become insensitive. They've lost they've asensitive rather. They've lost the sensitivity.
So, awareness creation about corruption.
No.
Is not enough?
I think you have to make examples.
Okay.
And then people will understand it's being done for them. You understand?
Right.
There are so many things that I think, first of all, the system has to be a little favorable to the common man.
Can you highlight it?
The common man should feel that the system is for him. He is not outside the system, only spoken about in a condescending manner. Like you're not doing a favor. Oh, I have to do something for the poor, as if they're a different community altogether. They're part and parcel of the system.
Correct.
You're doing everything else. For example, you're building a bullet train. You may say that, I'll charge a higher, ticket fare and I will give that. What money will you spend? You're still doing all these things. You built an airport, the Terminal 2, which is also leaking. I thought it was such a gross waste of money.
Right.
You don't need an airport like that for just for the passengers to travel and stay there just for about. Most people don't even stay there for more than half an hour or maybe 1 hour. Why do you need an airport like that? The same, how much land was taken for that? You got 5,000 acres of land.
Yeah.
Do you really require? I'm sure the whole world has been having airports for a very long time.
Yeah.
They've not had these swanky airports, but they still had such a well-organized airline system. You understand, like they say in Canada, the nose ring becomes heavier than the nose.
Right.
You understand? For what purpose then you wear the nose ring? It's like the body. The whole body is starved, and only the face has the makeup. You got it. I'm not saying that you can't have a good airport, but it's colossal waste of money,
Right.
which can be used. People struggle for getting an ambulance to even take their ill relatives and
Hospital.
and close ones. People can't get a hearse to carry the dead body from the hospital to the burial ground.
Correct.
They can't afford things. And people have stopped asking the government because they know they won't get it. They are not bothered about who comes to power because they're just enjoying this whole election because they are called in, because some of them can get some money. And most people, it doesn't matter to them. Do you think if it really mattered, if the person whom they voted for went into another party, they would have even sat and watched it? They would have finished him off.
So it doesn't matter to the
It
count.
doesn't, because the system has been so indifferent to them. They are on the same lines.
So what has,
Vice versa. Huh?
what has to be done now?
What has to be done is that there should be a system that is in favor of the common man, not just talk about the common man.
Okay.
The rich people can do it anyway. You understand?
Yeah. Yeah.
The rich people can do it anyway. You can't compare the rich of the US or Europe or somewhere else to the rich of India. The rich of India are exploitative. The billionaire of India is billionaire most often because of ill-gotten means. Because, he pays pittance to his maid, pittance to his driver, pittance to the people who build his bungalows, pittance to people who sweep his street. And that kind of wealth is pelf.
Okay.
You understand? But in the US, like, you pay by the hour, you pay $50, $100 and things like that. And still, if you're a billionaire, actually you are a real billionaire there.
Right.
And you pay such taxes too. Here, what is that chasm,
Divide.
the divide? It's brutal. And every day you celebrate some fellow having made billions, some person having made some 100 crores and things like that. You're just, rubbing it in, and you're also misleading them completely. You're telling them they're not all right by earning about 10,000 rupees. You're disturbing them. You're taking them away. You're deflecting them from their focus. At least they were happy before because that was a different world. But even in like the shitty, channels that you have also, that you have all these, perverted stories about and people making money. When you know very well that 99% of the people can't earn that money. Why are you giving up the stories to them? What will happen of them? How many people may be getting into wrong businesses just because they also think that they can make money too?
Right.
You got it?
Yeah. Yeah. So, sir, one final word. If some person says that I want to rise above this, I want to rise above a corrupt society, contribute in a better sense, not be called corrupt or involve myself in the corrupt.
First of all, you should have self-respect.
Okay.
I think if you don't respect yourself enough, if you don't respect yourself enough, you become corrupt.
Right.
Because you don't mind people thinking of you as corrupt. Corruption is depletion of your personality. It is a rot. It's like a rotten fruit. Most of it may be perfect, but you still have a hole with a worm in it. That's what a corrupt person is. You understand? You should be ashamed of yourself. If you can be anything, but you can't be corrupt. Particularly if you're in a public
Office.
Because there is a covenant, there is a trust. You got it? You're there for a certain reason. You got it? You pay the politicians well if they are. Pay the MLAs well too.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong in that. Give them cars, give them stuff, give them anything. But they are not supposed to eat a profit from what rightfully has to go to the people. You got it? We have to perhaps make some examples by hanging some people. We have corruption. Oh, if I am found guilty, hang me. All politicians who say that know very well there is no law that.
That's quite brutal.
That
if you put it across. To put
no, because what politicians said, if I am found guilty, hang me, because they know very well there is no law like that. They know that never they'll be hanged because there is no law like that. How can they be so ignorant of law that they can say something? Because there itself they are fooling. You should have a law. You hang people for all. I don't know. I think it's the biggest thing. If you actually destroy a society, the conscience of a society, to make the whole society weak, morally weak, which is worse than even killing one person.
Right.
Understand? If you kill one person, you just kill that one person, you hurt the family. You understand? But when you're corrupt and you survive, you thrive, you're not just evil. You have to be dispensed with. And laws have to be made like that.
Correct.
Thanks.
All right, sir. Thank you so much for those insightful words. I think people also have got a very clear idea, and they should try to read between the lines and try to understand what's going wrong in the society. Again, thank you for enumerating these facts to the people.